the floor today to talk to my colleagues about something that is happening right in front of our eyes. It's a set of events that aren't random. They're connected to one another that threaten to destroy this country that we love. Everybody can see it, but for some reason, maybe the exhaustion of the aftermath of a brutal election, maybe the distraction of the Christmas season, maybe just an instinct to flee instead of fight, there are far too many people that are denying to themselves what they are seeing. What is happening right now is that Donald Trump and his billionaire advisors are unfolding for the country in real time a plan to transition this country from a democracy to a restrictive oligarchy, where political opposition is silenced, where the media isn't free, and where government just exists to enrich a small cabal of elites that surround the man in charge.
Did you just hear that? That's some very, very strong accusation right there, targeting Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Wow. Just, wow. Let's hear what he has to say.
I know a lot of my colleagues do see how these dots exist and how they connect. And I know in your gut, a lot of you see the specter of the disaster that is coming. But if you don't, I want to spend just a few minutes laying it out. And to make things simple, I'm just going to focus on 3 events that happened in the last 7 days. The recommendation by House Republicans that Trump critic Liz Cheney be subject to criminal prosecution, the lawsuit filed by Trump against an Iowa pollster and an Iowa newspaper, and the decision by ABC to pay Trump $15 million to get rid of a bogus lawsuit. First, the recommendation from House Republicans that Liz Cheney be prosecuted. Liz Cheney was a member of the January 6th commission that tried to find some accountability for the assault on this Capitol that resulted in people dying, that resulted in an officer with blood running down his face, running into this chamber to rescue us before the violent rioters got a hold of us. Donald Trump did not like that narrative that he had something to do with, that he inspired the January 6th riot. He doesn't even like the narrative that January 6th was a riot. His events are opened by the January 6th choir in commemoration of the events of that day. What happened this week is that Donald Trump made good on his promise. He said during the campaign that he was going to use the military, law enforcement, the National Guard to deal with the enemy within. And when asked who the enemy within was, he said Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, Democrats. Now, people laughed it off during the campaign because that doesn't happen in America. We don't use law enforcement to lock up your political opposition. But that's exactly
what? This is pure hypocrisy, if you ask me. That's exactly what the Democratic Party has been trying to do for years against Donald Trump. That's insane. I think it's a wrong tactic to try to imprison and persecute your political opponent. But the Democrats are also culprits. They are also liable for this. They employ the exact same tactic. It's very sad to see, honestly.
Exactly what's being recommended when it comes to Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney did nothing criminal. There's not even a whiff of a criminal allegation. She was just in charge of a commission that Donald Trump opposed. But House Republicans, taking orders from Donald Trump, just recommended that the next administration, the next Department of Justice, criminally prosecute Liz Cheney. And by the way, Liz Cheney won't be the last. There will be other political opponents of Donald Trump who were referred for prosecution. Now, that would be laughable today under an FBI and a Department of Justice that doesn't lock up people for political reasons. But Donald Trump is changing the guard at the FBI. He's putting in someone loyal to him as the next attorney general. The person he's going to put in at the FBI wrote a book about how important it was to eliminate from government anybody that doesn't line up with the political priorities of the president. He has said that the people who ran fair elections in 2020 should go to jail. Because if you didn't run an election that resulted in Donald Trump being elected, then you did something wrong.
I think that's totally normal that once you are in a position of power, that you want to surround yourself with people that want to apply your agenda, apply your politics, apply your program, and make everything works as intended, what you were elected for. That's totally normal that Donald Trump put in his cabinet, in his government, people that agrees with him.
This week, the House recommended Liz Cheney for criminal prosecution. Donald Trump cheered that recommendation, and we are getting ready to vote on an attorney general and a director of the FBI who have made clear they are ready to eagerly prosecute Trump's political opponents. This is really important to talk about because this is one of the key ways that democracies fall all around the world. It frankly doesn't take hundreds of political prosecutions. It only takes a handful before ordinary, average Americans just decide that they would be better off staying quiet instead of facing potential harassment or intimidation or a jail sentence for.
I think he's being a bit alarmist right there. Donald Trump is not gonna end democracy. I don't think that's gonna happen anywhere. He just has to work for 4 years and he's gonna go back to retire probably after 4 years and everything's gonna go back to normal. The Democrats have probably they have to improve, they have to get better if they want to be elected once again in 2028, because right now people don't trust the Democratic Party anymore after they pushed out Joe Biden and put Kamala Harris in place just like that without any vote, without any election. That's not normal at all.
Speaking out the way that Liz Cheney did. The second thing that happened in this last week was that Donald Trump filed a lawsuit against a pollster in Iowa. The grounds of the lawsuit are simple. He didn't like the results of the poll. The poll said the Iowa race was close. The poll ended up being wrong. But he is suing the pollster and the newspaper because he was upset that that poll helped galvanize opposition to him. That poll, which suggested that race was close, got a lot of people to donate to his political opponent, gave people in Iowa some hope that maybe a Democrat could win. That's not allowed in Donald Trump's world. It's not allowed in Donald Trump's world for anything to be in service of his political opposition. So he's filing a lawsuit that has no chance of succeeding because he wants to try to intimidate journalists and the press into submission. Whether we like it or not, it just is true that maybe in the future, a pollster who has a poll in front of them that shows a race closing, shows a race that's favorable to Democrats, won't publicize that poll out of fear of a lawsuit. And connected to that lawsuit is the third thing I want to talk about. The decision by ABC to pay Donald Trump $15 million to settle a bogus lawsuit, a bogus defamation lawsuit that would have never succeeded in court. But ABC, for whatever reason, decided it would be better for them to just pay Donald Trump to make it.
It's definitely not for whatever reason. The judges make the right judgment call right there. It was defamation. And it was not right for this ABC host to target Donald Trump like this and say call him bad names and without any proof, without any justification at all. So it was defamation and ABC lost because they endorsed what he said and it was completely wrong. And it's not just for whatever reason like he's saying right there. That's totally false.
Go away. And you are seeing repeated decisions by people in the media to just go along with Donald Trump rather than risk his ire, rather than potentially put their profits at risk if Donald Trump and his regulatory agencies turn against them. You saw Jeff Bezos tell his newspapers not to endorse Kamala Harris. You have seen an effort by Comcast to divest itself from MSNBC. You've seen ABC pay off Donald Trump $15 million. Over and over and over again, you see members of the press starting to decide it's just better not to fight him.
Yeah, because the press also wants to make money. The press and the media company are businesses first, and that's totally normal that when you see the public opinion shifting to Donald Trump, when you see people rallying to his cause and understanding that the Democrats got it wrong, that they don't serve the people at all, but the elite and the donor class, that they rally to Donald Trump, and the press follows because they want to make money, they want to keep their audience, they want to keep their ratings, they want to keep people watching, and so that's totally normal that they would shift just like that for the money.
These three things taken together show you the playbook. Threaten political opposition with jail, throw a few of them into jail to show you're serious, sue and intimidate and harass anybody that does anything that is helpful to your political opposition, and intimidate and harass the media in the hopes that they will just go away and stop criticizing you. I don't think it's a coincidence that during this period of media harassment by Donald Trump, when Liz Cheney was referred for criminal prosecution, all of the headlines played it totally straight. None of the headlines suggested that the criminal prosecution was bogus, was built on lies, was built on no understanding of the law. The headlines just said, Liz Cheney referred for criminal prosecution. I think it's really important that we lay out what's happening here, because this is how a democracy vanishes. But I think it's also equally important to talk.
Does he really believe that democracy is gonna vanish under Trump? I don't think so. I'm not sure about that one. Let's see what people in the comment section has to say about this. America would be a better place if people were as mad at this as they were at the healthcare CEO and realize this has more impact on their healthcare quality. I agree. You should not target political opponents like this, but target issues that matter. Focus on the issue that can make the people's life much better. We, the people, are speaking up to all these corrupt politicians in DC. We decide what we want, not politicians. Get it right. Why doesn't anyone do anything about this? Elon needs to be deported or stay in his lane. Get him and Vivek out of our politics now by any means necessary. Thank you for stating the truth. These pitches will be studied in history classes decades from now if democracy survives. Yeah. So people in the comment section, they are terrified. They are terrified about what this could mean for the future of their country, what this could mean for democracy. We want justice and equality. Excellent speech. Let's all work together. Ridiculous and sad we lost people and country to the Donald Trump. First, I want to thank Senator for his courage and his clarity. He articulated the problem and looming danger that we, the people, all the people, are now facing. Billionaires are the worst unless they are our wonderful billionaires. Okay. Thank you, sir, fighting for the people. Do not stop. It is all sickening. Thank you for your service, leadership, and clarity in time of confusion. Genius. He's explained what's happening perfectly. Yeah, I agree. I agree that Donald Trump is now the perfect man, the most powerful man in the world, and that Elon Musk is his primary advisor as the richest man in the world. And if you put money and power together, you have a very, very dangerous cocktail. This could tip the balance away from democracy, but we are here. We are still here to prevent that from happening. So make sure to watch what's happening over the next coming weeks, over the next coming month. We will be sure to report everything here on this channel and fight, of course, for freedom, for democracy, for liberty of the press and expression, and everything that we in the West values. Let me know what you think about his speech, about my thoughts in the comments below this video. I hope you enjoyed this video with me today, guys. Thanks for watching and staying with me to the end. I really appreciate you being here. As always, click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now. Peace.